you for joining in early. We have few more minutes left for the session to start. But before that, let's utilize this time and let's interact a bit on the chat here. Let's introduce ourselves. So let me start. So I'm Rasha Khan and I'm your host for today's webinar. And I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you joining us from? I've just dropped my introduction on the chat here as well. So you can let us know by dropping us a hello and letting us know you're here and letting us know your name and where are you tuning in from on the chat box. And we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. So folks who are watching us live, you can also introduce yourselves on the YouTube live chat box. And yeah, you can let us know your name and where are you tuning in from. And as this is a global webinar, you'll be seeing a lot of folks, joining from different parts of the world, and that makes the session even more interesting. And that was so, yeah, looking forward to the session. I see the number is increasing as, we are getting closer to the time of the webinar. Let me also quickly check folks on YouTube as well. We are live there. I see one message here. Would love to know your name as well. I see someone writing dining on from Greensboro, North Carolina, that go by the name of the trip. Nice to see your face again. Many courses going on, and I want to say thank you. I think I've seen you join, many other webinars as well. Thank you so much. I think one of our repeat attendees here. Would love to know your name, Poetic, or what I see here. And I see someone has joined us. I see Abalaka has joined us from Nigeria. No worries, no worries. Typos are okay. Trish, okay, cool. Welcome, Trish, to the session. Thank you for your introduction. Lovely to see you here once again. And I see the number of participants are increasing. Meanwhile, you folks are giving your introductions on the chat here. Let me quickly introduce you what are we going to cover in today's webinar. So we'll be covering the free industry trends topic, how you can supercharge your product management path with AI, artificial intelligence. And yeah, we'll be talking more about that. But before that, a few quick ground rules here. So these ground rules are basically set up just to make sure that you're having an amazing experience during the webinar and after the webinar as well. So a few quick and easy ground rules. First one here is have a question, just put down that question in the Q&A box. As you can see, we are getting so many messages on the chat box. A lot of folks are joining us at the moment. The number is increasing. So we actually might miss your questions there. So it will be really helpful if you can move your questions to the Q&A box. In case you're not able to find it, I will help you out in the chat. I'll be there to help you out, so you can let me know. Also, this session is being recorded. So in case you want to go through the recording of the session once again, in case you missed anything, please don't worry. You can expect a follow-up email from us. You should receive that within 24 to 48 hours post-webinar. And yeah, for attending the webinar also, there is a webinar certificate. For that, you'll have to request a proof of attendance. You have to stay till the end of the session. This session is 60 minutes long, and basically once we reach towards the end, I'll be launching a poll where I will need your details, basically your full name for sending you the personalized e-certificate. So yeah, I'll share these ground rules in the chat as well, in case, because I see a lot of new folks are joining in. So please don't worry in case you've missed anything. Now let's quickly go through the agenda of today's session. So the first and the most important agenda of today's session is about you, getting to know a little bit about you, how we can help you out in your career better. And the second agenda of today's session is the industry trends topic, which I just mentioned earlier, how you can supercharge your product management path with AI. And followed by that, we'll be covering the UC San Diego program in product management, what exactly this program offers, how exactly this program gets you future ready. And we also will be sharing the learner outcomes with you and talking more about the AI powered, product management tools as well, learning path, the learning environment, what exactly happens, once you take up the program. And a lot more than, into it. So yeah, and post that, once you share your interest towards enrollment, we will be quickly taking you through the enrollment steps, where we will share the program page with you, where you can go and download the syllabus and also program fee, upcoming cohort which you can join. And last but not the least, the Q&A. So the Q&A is secure towards the end because we want to make sure that we address, all of your queries. And I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot of them throughout the session. So please feel free, keep sharing them away. And whenever the time allows for our speakers, we'll definitely try to address your queries. But if not, just have a little patience and we'll address it towards the end. So yeah, that sums up the agenda. Now, would like to quickly introduce you to our first speaker here, Nathan Owens. So Nathan here is the Associate Director of Strategic Initiatives at UC San Diego, and he's been with Division of Extended Study since 2001, and he's been working in a variety of roles. And he's also an alumnus of UC San Diego 1995 batch. So welcome, Nathan. Would love to know a little bit about you from you as well.
Hi, Rasha. Thank you. And hello to everybody who's joining us from wherever you are and whenever you are. Really glad to see all of you here today. So yes, as the slide shows, I've been with UC San Diego for quite a number of years, doing stuff often involving innovation and entrepreneurship, which does also involve a little bit of product management, as these startups often have to create a new product and get the right product market fit and make sure people are interested enough that they're willing to pay money to buy it. So, but I am not a product manager by a training. There are other more experienced people who can go over all that with you, including our other speaker here today. But I am currently part of the corporate education custom training team, and I am helping to facilitate this partnership with SImplilearn for this product management course. So thank you, Rasha.
Thank you so much, Nathan, and welcome once again. And moving on to our next expert speaker introduction, Suryansh Choudhary here. A very good evening, Suryansh, and would like to quickly introduce Suryansh here. He's a former product owner at Accenture. He's headed product teams in tech and edtech sector, and he's a seasoned trainer at SImplilearn, and he's an entrepreneur and trainer for business schools as well. And he has 5+ years of corporate and product training experience. So Suryansh, I'm pretty sure you have much more to share with us. So please do let us know a little bit about you.
Thank you so much, Rasha. I hope I'm loud and clear. All right. Hello, everyone. Suryansh this side, and I'm joining from Delhi. I stay at Gurgaon. Hope you all are doing well. My role has been more of a trainer. I've been with SimplyLearn for almost 3 years now, and I'm a trainer for product management related courses. I also conduct career counseling sessions along with creation of different content that we'll all see together throughout the session that we are conducting now. Before this, I have my own edtech startup wherein we created our own platforms for analyzing students' performances. And as we proceed in this session, we'll get to know each other better. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Rasha.
Thank you so much, Suryansh. I see a message on the chat that I am also from Delhi.
Okay.
Manna says. So yeah, well, welcome once again. I see a lot of new folks have just joined. I see the number increasing. So please don't worry if you've joined right now. We are just starting off. And as I mentioned, that the first agenda is about you. So let's get to know you a little more better from the amazing introductions I saw on the chat. So also let's get to know how many years of experience do you currently have. So I'm just launching a poll which has these 4 options which you can choose from, which you can see on the screen as well. So the first one here is less than 2 years, second one, 2 to 5 years, and the fourth one, 6 to 10 years, and sorry, the third one, 6 to 10 years, and the fourth one, more than 10 years. And folks who are watching us live on a YouTube channel, you can let us know by responding on the chat. You can share the numbers of years of experience you have here. I see someone facing an issue with the screen display. Also, let's do a quick check. Meanwhile, while you're voting here, so are we audible to you and clear to you? And also, is the screen visible to you? You can reply by responding yes or no in the chat. You can let us know. We're just doing a quick sound check as well. Yes and yes. Thanks, Anupriya. Awesome. I see most of you have responded, but let's give it like 10 more seconds. So how many years of experience do you currently have? I see a few introductions on the YouTube live chat box as well. I see someone has joined us from Canada, and Hilo has joined us from Ethiopia. I see Swaroop has joined us and says that I'm currently working as a product manager. I'm curious to know how AI can help in product management. Great to have a product manager as well. Awesome. Last 5 seconds for the poll. I see most of you have responded. So how many years of experience do you currently have? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and also share the results with you folks and our experts here. Let's see, what have you voted for? So 41% of you have less than 2 years of experience, and 15% of you have 2 to 5 years of experience, and 10% of you have 6 to 10 years of experience, and 33% of you have more than 10 years of experience. Interesting. Both fresher and experienced crowd, a balanced crowd here. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That definitely helps our experts to basically tailor the responses according to the kind of crowd that's joined us. Thank you so much. Now moving on to the second agenda of today's session, the industry trends topic, how you can supercharge your product management path with AI. So over to you, Suryansh.
Well, thank you so much, Rasha. And here we go with supercharge your product management path with AI. Rasha, can we go to the next one? Yes. Now, learners, you know what I'll do, Rasha? Maybe I can start sharing my screen and we'll let learners respond to some kind of small questions over here. All right, they can use the chat box. So what
Sure.
I'll do is I'll just share my screen, learners.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, you can stop sharing. It says something related to what is a product manager. All right. Now, learners, just would like to ask you one quick thing. You need to answer it in the chat box quickly. I'll monitor the chat box from my laptop. Just let me know. Have you heard of this brilliant company, brilliant tech product which says Amazon, right? I hope it's a global product and we all are more than aware of it, right? My question for you is, if you are aware of this, just quickly type yes in the chat box. Yes, Suryansh, we all are aware. We may have used it. We may be even Amazon Prime members as well, right? All right. My next question for you learners is, I'll keep writing over here. You need to tell me if you have made a brilliant app that of Amazon. Could you tell me what all different teams would be there? Who would be involved in running this particular product, right? Go ahead, tell me what kind of teams will be involved. Let's say someone would be needed to do the coding part, right? Similarly, you need to tell me what all different teams would be there to make a product like Amazon to operations. Perfect. Someone answer operations. We're good. Thank you, Anurag. Next learner, IT. IT works perfect. What else? What else? We've got operations, we have catalog. What else, learners? We've got research, designing. That's great. Don't mind my handwriting, please. So we've got research, designing, market research, analytics. Great. Now learners, we'll have market research, analytics. Thank you. Software development. Great. Now, learners, let's say if we have a scenario, thanks for your answers. Let's say we have a scenario wherein Rasha is supposed to be the owner of Amazon. Rasha, right? Maybe consider yourself Jeff Bezos today. So Rasha is Jeff Bezos and she's having, let's say, some kind of problems with the product. All right. Now, obviously, being the owner, she will not go and talk to IT, software developers, operations, analytics guy, maybe the market research, maybe the design part, right? She would need one person who could head this entire stuff, be answerable. And of course, if Rasha says, I would like to add more categories. We started off with books, but let's add electronics. Could you please do that for me? Therefore, learners, one person who appears to be the so-called go-to person for a product is a product manager. That means he needs to put on his technical hat to talk to software developers. He needs to use his, let's say, more of people skills because he is in hiring. Let's say he needs to use his finance hat when he is managing budgets. Therefore, we talk of this person as a product manager who is the person answerable for success or failure of the product. This is how you can categorize or you can define the role of a product manager. Rasha, now maybe you can screen share. I'll just stop sharing.
Sure.
All right, here we go, learners. We've got this person who talks to the development team and tells them, hey, you know what? We need to add a new category. Therefore, you need to ensure that electronics page, wherein we are selling air conditioners or television sets or maybe smartphones, the page goes live in 3 to 4 days. If they say that, no, Suryansh, that's not going to work. We need at least a week's time. This is where your role comes in, wherein you negotiate the timelines and get the job done. That's what a product manager's role, learners, is in brief. Can we go to the next one, Rasha? Now, learners, as we discussed, that one single person is supposed to be interacting with the tech team. At the same time, he is in touch with the HR for more recruitments and for appraisals. He's also working with, let's say, market research or the UI UX designer to make the page more intuitive. Also, since he's the person responsible, he'll definitely talk to the sponsor or talk to the client directly. That means he's managing multiple teams, multiple stakeholders at one time. And once you're doing that, on your screen, what you see are the skill sets that you would be possessing when you don the hat of a product manager. Now, learners, for everyone's clarity, we have divided it into three categories. One is tech, go to market, and product development. See, when I train learners, they are from different backgrounds. So, someone could be saying that, Suryansh, I'm already from a tech background. What do I learn over here? For that kind of a person, we have something known as go to market strategies. For example, if you were supposed to do a market research kind of a thing, or design thinking, or how to create a prototypes without actually coding something. Many learners who join us are from non-tech background, and for them, words like user interface, agile, you know, AI and machine learning, product marketing, they appear to be a little scary. That's where this course comes in, and we ensure that some portions of the technology stack are there with you when you interact with different tech teams. That's the reason these three category skill sets we cover extensively to ensure that you become, as it is said, a well-rounded product manager. These are the skills you will be using, not let's say once in a week. These skills are used on a day-to-day basis because your job role is such. Your day might begin with talking to the tech team to understand what technical issues or maybe what bugs have come up, and the day will be ending, while having a coffee with the client who is saying that, I plan to add more things. Over to you, Rasha. Next one. All right. Now, learners, it says, what is artificial intelligence? All right. Quickly, let me know in the chat box. Have you, played around with Alexa? Go ahead. Just type me yes or no in the chat box. Have you played around with Alexa? And let me ask something which is nowadays going pretty trendy. Chat GPT. How many of you use Chat GPT? Tell me while writing mails or while submitting your assignments or something, right? See, learners, what happens? There are certain mundane tasks that human beings, would like to avoid. Certain tasks that really do not require the ability, the thinking ability, the logical thinking, or the creative thinking of a human being. And those things can be done by, let's say, robots or maybe by algorithms or maybe artificial intelligence, just like ChatGPT. This is where, learners, AI comes in, wherein I'll give you one simple example that let's say today a doctor can see a CT scan or a MRI, and the doctor can detect whether it is a tumor or it is not because of his experience, right? Now, what happens? We take 100 such reports. All right, let's say report 1, this is not a tumor. Report 2, this is a tumor. Report 3, this is not a tumor. And now what we do, we give it, this data is given to an artificial intelligence algorithm. What algorithm does is it studies that, okay, if the size is this big, if the shape is like this, then it is, no, it is not a tumor. Also, if size is different, shape is different, then it's a tumor. Now the algorithm has learned. Next, we test that algorithm. Okay, if you have learned it, now give me an answer. I'll give you report 101. What do you think? It is a tumor, yes or no? That's how, using data, we train our, as we call it, bots or algorithms so that they can assist human beings in getting their job done. Now, learners, let me ask you another quick question. I'm giving you a face of a cat and I'm giving you a face of a dog. How do you differentiate? Come on, answer. Let's say cats have whiskers. Could be one, right? But if I give you the face of a dog or a cat, how do you differentiate? Let's see who can answer it in the chat box. Eyes. Okay, Anurag says with eyes you can differentiate. Maybe. Thanks, Anurag. Ears. Okay, Rasha is saying that, ears are quite different for cats and dogs. Okay, their mouth. That's how you can differentiate. Perfect. Small face is for a cat. Okay. Nose, appearance. Okay. Similar thing happens. How do you differentiate between a face of that of a girl or a boy? Of course, without the facial ears, how do you differentiate that it's a girl or it's a boy? So these kind of data sets are used to train models and check whether they're efficient enough, whether they're right enough to go ahead and make decisions. That's artificial intelligence in a very brief story form for you all. And it covers variety of things. Maybe it covers robotics, wherein a robot can detect whether an obstacle is there. Yes, obstacle is there, so I shouldn't be banging on that obstacle. It covers natural language processing, machine learning. So these are just jargons that are used, but the meaning or the story of AI goes as we have discussed it here. Rasha, over to you. Also, learners, keep putting your questions if you have any in chat in the Q&A section. We'll take that up.
Sure. Moving on to the next slide.
Okay, now learners, let me just, it says rapid growth, AI product management. Rasha, what I'll do is I'll screen share again and let's see how well the learners remember the earlier days of internet. All right.
I've stopped sharing, Suryansh.
Yeah. Thank you, Rasha. I think my screen sharing is visible now. No.
It's not visible right now.
Sure. All right. It's broadcasting in 1 second now. I hope
Right.
it's visible, right?
Yes.
Now, learners, let me give you a quick question over here. Let's see how many of you remember this. How do you go to a product on Amazon? Let's say you would like to buy a book. Let's say the name of the book is, The Everything Store, which is again the Amazon story, right? Let's say you want to buy Everything Store book from Amazon. All right. How do you get to this book on Amazon? What are the different ways you can get to this book on Amazon? Let's say you open Amazon app. What next will you do? Go ahead. What next will you do? The moment you go to Amazon and I have told you, hey, we'll simply search, right? We'll use the search bar, correct? Anyone else? You search for it, right? What else can be done, learners? What else? You go to search. Almost everyone has given an option search, correct? You know what Amazon noticed? They said people come to Amazon, they search for something, they then go to that home, they then look at all the search results, then they click on that, page section, and then they go to the page of whatever book or whatever electronics or whatever shoes they're trying to buy. Then they click on buy now, then they click on get their payment methods done, delivery address, so on and so forth. They said, why to make people work so hard? Learners, can you simply do this? Hey Alexa, please order the Everything Store from Amazon and get it delivered to my home address. And Alexa will deduct money from your Amazon Pay balance. You don't need to worry about OTP. You don't need to worry about entering address. You don't even need to open your phone. This is what Amazon is able to do today. So learners, the e-commerce that was there, I don't even remember how long back, wherein you had to search, is now making you do it using a speaker. At the same time, learners, if I am a regular book buyer, why will I even need to search? Because the moment I open Amazon, I'll already have a recommendation of a book that's of my interest. And I may not need to search. The moment I see a recommendation, I click on it and I get it done. Amazon monetize that as well. They said if people can go for recommendations, then they can go for paid recommendations as well. So they used AI and they took money from the client as well. So learners, today, whatever products we see, in India, they've recently launched a Samsung phone. Sorry. What you can do in that phone is you can click a picture, circle one portion of it, and just search that picture online. So Google will let you know that, okay, this is the image you searched, this is the location, and this is the path or the Google Maps directions to go for it. Today, it has become to such an extent that I can click a picture of a bicycle which is broken. The Google will let me know, Google Lens will let me know what's wrong, which part is missing, and from where I can get that part. Therefore, learners, whatever products that we see today, they didn't begin as they were today. It's because of use of AI and all that we see our experience getting better and better every time. I'll give you one last example and then we'll go to the next one. So we have this new airlines in India, which is Akasa Air. All right. What they did, what happened was that, let's say some changes have to be made in a training document. So we have got Chinon and we have got Medina. They feel that these changes can be done, and they give it to Rasha. Rasha changed this particular training instructions and give it back to us. So Rasha would make the necessary changes and give it back to them, right? However, will that change impact other training modules? For that, Rasha needs to read 100 documents, right? Where this change will impact. So what Akasa AI does today is, no matter what change you make, if it is supposed to make an impact at some other place, AI will take care of it. So now Rasha is free of going through 100 pages. All right. Now, Rasha, you can share your screen. So learners, that's how we're seeing products that we use today. In the background, it's all data that they had. I'll just stop sharing. It's in the background, it's the data that they had that now they are using to make our experience better. Over to you, Rasha. I'll just stop. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you so much, Suryansh, for taking us through the topic here. We'll be talking more about AI in our program as well. But moving on to the next slide here. Starting with a quick question here. So now that we've talked a little bit about AI and product management, so can you provide us examples of products that are actually using AI? I think Suryansh has mentioned few of them.
Apart from Alexa, and don't mention Siri, please.
Yeah.
Let's see how innovative you can get, learners. Go ahead. Just give me some examples of products that you feel use artificial intelligence. That's it, simple.
Yes, you can let us know by responding on the chat here. I'm typing down Alexa here, which we have covered already. Siri, which
That's great. WhatsApp, that's good. Srishti, Siri. Okay, Rasha has typed both.
yeah,
Now, learners, you need to pick up something different. What else? What else? You can pick up a clone of Alexa also. Google has made that. Gemini, that's good. ChatGPT, perfect. Instagram, all right. No question on that. Google Mini Ring, okay. LinkedIn, perfect.
Oh, Instagram has that
Copilot.
controversy also going on, right? How
Ah,
it's basically, transferring all the artist, basically artworks. So artists are
okay.
leaving actually the platform. Yeah.
Okay, and recently
Yeah.
there was a case made by, I think, Amitabh Bachchan, a big celebrity of Bollywood, against ChatGPT or someone, I forgot which AI company, for taking his voice without his permission.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah.
Indeed, LinkedIn, Facebook, that's perfect. All right, Rash, I think we have got good enough answers. Let's see some answers that we have got. All right, Alexa, good. Google Home, Test Autopilot, IBM Watson, Salesforce Einstein, Siri, Alexa for Business, Cortana, Grammarly, Spotify. Perfect. By the way, how many of you are, fans of Spotify? Just type it in the chat box.
I use Apple Music, but
Uh,
I still keep going back to
to
Spotify.
Spotify, right?
Yeah, the playlist.
Playlists,
Yeah.
yes. And Spotify has now even given an option of reviewing, or what do you say, previewing a particular playlist. That's great.
Yeah.
Sure, Asha. Let's go to the next one.
Great. Let's.
Villardo, I think the screen is already being shared.
Mhm. I think might be a technical issue does
Technical
happen,
issue. Or
Internet.
maybe if you have this issue, learners, that maybe my voice is not coming clearly or screen sharing is an issue, just quickly rejoin. Because if you rejoin, many a times it works fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on to the next slide here. So now that we have talked about product management, AI, and what are the companies who are already using AI, and so we would love to know what exactly is stopping you from becoming a expert product manager here. So I'm just launching this poll. This one is a multiple choice poll because there can be multiple concerns or challenges, right? What might be stopping you from pursuing a career in product management? So you're here because definitely we can see that you're curious about product management, and yeah, you have been sharing your ideas with us on the chat as well. So please do let us know your concerns. So I'm just reading out these options for you as well, as I see that you have already started responding. So the first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. Second one, I don't have the practical exposure I need to become job ready. And the third one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the fourth one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So again, like this one is a multiple choice question, so you can select multiple options if there are your concerns. And obviously, if these are not your concerns, the Q&A box is open for you. And you can quickly go and drop in your questions anytime there. And yeah, we will try to address it whenever the experts get time. If not, towards the end, we have a special duration for the Q&A part. So please don't worry, just have a little patience for that. Awesome. Let's wait for a few more seconds. I see, a lot of you have already responded, but let's give others also some time to share their responses on the poll here. Also, I see one message on the YouTube web chat box. Is this a recorded session? If not, we are live right now. So, so we are doing this live. Yes, we do have a certificate. Like I've mentioned that I think multiple times, and for that you'll have to stay till the end, and you'll have to basically share your full name in the webinar poll you'll do in the end. So yeah, this time a little bit, half an hour for that. So yeah, you'll have to stay till the end and share it with us. Awesome. I see most of you responded for the poll, so let's end this poll in next 5 seconds. So what's stopping you from becoming an expert product manager? So last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me quickly end the poll and share your concerns here with our experts. Let's see what have you voted for. 50% of you have given votes for, I don't have the practical exposure, I need to become job ready. Fair enough. And 40% of you have given votes for, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. And 35% of you have given votes for, I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 18% of you have given votes for, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. So thank you so much for sharing your concerns here with us. And as always, the Q&A box is open for you. And I would like to move on to the next slide, introducing you to the product management professional program here. So the product management professional program comes with a comprehensive curriculum with an industry-aligned learning path. We'll be deep diving into the learning part of the program and taking you through all the skills, tools covered in the program, and also the hands-on projects, which are also covered in the program, which give you that practical experience. A little bit about the most important thing, the AI, tools here for product management here. What are those tools? We're talking more about them, and I think we'll be showing you a little bit of the usage of tools as well. How does a product manager use as well? So that is a little bit of surprise we have kept for you, and also we'll be basically taking you through the live virtual classroom environment where you can see what happens once you take up this program by UC San Diego in product management, and we'll be taking you through the learning environment and basically showing you the program page as well. And and we'll be showing you where you can also download the syllabus of the program in case you want to refer that later, for more detail. The program duration for this one is 8 months, and with the support you're getting from SImplilearn, you'll be able to basically complete this within like 10 to 15 hours per week by giving this much time. And moving on to the next slide, talking about the UC San Diego advantage. So Ethan, if you can tell us a little bit about UC San Diego and the advantage.
Hi, sure. So UC San Diego is part of the University of California system, which is one of the largest public university systems in the United States. And UC San Diego is one of the leading research universities in the United States. We do over $2 billion just in research funding alone. But it is a comprehensive university. And as you can see at the top bullet there, it got ranked #1 among Golden Age universities, which means universities founded since the end of the Second World War. So UCSD was founded in 1960. And then within UC San Diego, the Division of Extended Studies, where this program is based, we have been providing continuous professional and personal development opportunities to our learners who are members of the community. So these are people such as yourself, maybe already have a degree, who are looking to get some additional skills, and they can take a la carte courses without enrolling in a full-blown degree program to help boost their skills and their careers. We are, within extended studies, almost as large as the degree part of UC San Diego. So we have over 4,000 courses. We have over 1,500 instructors. We offer over 100 different certificate programs, and we have over 40,000 students just in extended studies alone. So we're quite large. And given all that experience and breadth and depth, we try to bring high quality programs to you. We provide practical, hands-on based learning. You do get some theory, but again, because of the nature of what we're trying to do in terms of helping people boost their careers and get those critical skills, we tend to be more oriented towards these practical hands-on applied type learning environments, such as this product management development course. So we can get more into that. But on the next slide, so as part of that practical orientation, we also bring in program advisors. This is one example, Nick Caceres, who has reviewed and provided feedback on the curriculum to make sure it is covering the types of things that product managers really need. Nick is an experienced product manager himself. And they also lead occasional masterclass webinars on a topic that they come up with. So this is meant to complement the course content and provide some additional practical hands-on training. So in the masterclass webinar that Nick did recently, he talked about the critical importance of soft skills, the ability to communicate with all the different members of the product development team, how you manage up, how you manage down. You know, these are skills that you don't normally get a lot of formal training on, but they are super important to how effective you are in your job. And so Nick touched upon a lot of that kind of sort of stuff, how he personally developed those skills, and some recommendations for the learners also to get those skills in their toolkit. So this is what we bring for this product management course to help make sure you have everything you need in order to be a successful product manager.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for taking us through the advantage here and also introducing us to the global leaders, you know, who are program advisors in this program. Now, moving on to the eligibility and prerequisites. I'm pretty sure a lot of you might have questions, right? If I'm eligible to take up this program or not. So let me just quickly take you through that. So you need to have a bachelor's degree in any background and a willingness to advance your professional journey, and 2+ years of work experience is preferred, but it is not compulsory. If you have the experience, that's great. If not, that is also okay. But any kind of work experience is really helpful, right? Wherever you go. So, yeah. And moving on to the next agenda, how exactly this program by UC San Diego prepares you. Starting with the learning part of the program. So, Suryansh, if you can take us through how this program by UC San Diego builds.
Thanks, Rasha. Rasha, I'll just quickly start sharing if that works.
Sure. Let me stop sharing. Yeah. You can go ahead. Folks, meanwhile, Suryansh is sharing his screen. This is a really good time. If you have any questions, you can go and put down your questions in the Q&A box for us. Okay.
Sure. Thanks, Rasha. Welcome, learners. You see this slide right over here. It says the program builds product management skills step by step. Now, let me tell you something. Let's say today you join this particular course and you've got this induction session for product management program. Now, learners, what happens? Many of you, as we have seen, they come from non-tech background, right? Therefore, the way the session or the way the program begins is at such a level that everyone is able to understand what's going on. We'll cover basic principles. What is your role as a product manager? We'll discuss some case studies. And once you're really confident, okay, Suryansh, now I'm getting in the zone. What exactly is the role I plan to get in? And based on your explanation, I can somewhat understand that certain skills that I will be needing. All right. Once that is done, which is quite conveniently covered over here, which is essentials, introduction to product management and induction, we move on to some things that are really interesting. For example, user experience research. Learners, just a small question for you. If if you have your apps or if you have your phone with you handy, just open your phone and just give me a second. Yes, sorry. Just open LinkedIn or maybe WhatsApp. I would still prefer open WhatsApp or LinkedIn. You see an option which says, to have a post, the plus option post, the button over here is at the center and is at the bottom, just next to my network. The same thing, similar thing happens somewhat in Instagram when you are viewing these stories. Same thing happens when you open WhatsApp. If you open WhatsApp, you have calls, you have updates, you have communities right at the bottom wherein you can access. If you look carefully on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you go, you see that lots and lots of things are round in shape. For example, there is a simple rectangle, right? But that has also been made rounded. You see your profile picture on LinkedIn, that is also in circle. You see a new message has come up on LinkedIn, that is also somewhat in circle. Isn't it a coincidence that everything is happening in circle? The post button is there at the same page across LinkedIn, across Instagram. Isn't it a coincidence? That it's not that the same person is making all of these stuff, right? There are different teams, different people working across geographies, and yet they're doing the same thing. This is where learners, something known as your user experience research, comes in. Now, if I cover two things, one is the product design and the product marketing for managers. Learners, this is, let's say, we have some studies over here wherein we discuss in previous sessions, we discuss something related to design of a room of a hotel for Marriott. How they decided not to have the table chair in all rooms. Instead, they realized that youngsters come and youngsters love sleeping and love working from a couch. So let's do away with all the chairs, tables, and have a nice couch. People would be comfortable because majority of travelers are youngsters, and it backfired. Therefore, in these kind of discussions, when we are creating certain designs for any product that we are looking at, what all things we need to keep in mind along with the case studies. Learners, just one thing, the sessions that we are discussing over here, because I personally conduct these tool session, capstone project session, I can tell you these are not theory. I'm not going to be there to teach you. It is an experiential hands-on experience learning where you will actually be creating stuff. So when I teach Balsamiq, you will be creating wireframes. When I teach Jira for my PM course, people actually work on Jira. That's where we come with marketing and design courses. Then comes something known as introduction to software development. Don't worry that I'm from non-tech background, I don't know coding, I'm not an engineer, how will I cope up, how will I stand? It is not that scary. We are not teaching you to become database management experts, or we are not teaching you how to become expert coders or coding challenges. It covers certain aspects to make you understand what the tech guy would be saying. That's it. Remember one thing, once you talk to a mechanic, when you go for repairing of your car, you are not an automobile engineer. But if the mechanic says this will cost this much, you can use your brain and tell no, you're telling this is expensive. So we prepare you to an extent wherein you understand what is happening when the tech team is working. That's it. That's the reason. Again, it's not mandatory to have what you call the tech background, if you're a techie or not. We'll cover that part in detail when we go to the capstones. All right, this is the tools part. Learners, you will be creating beautiful designs of WhatsApp, Instagram, LinkedIn on your own using Balsamiq. You will be analyzing live data using Google Analytics. You will be running a project on your own using Jira, and you will be creating reports on e-commerce, social media, banking, finance data for using Mixpanel. This is all hands-on, wherein if I'm the learner, I'll teach you, okay, this is how it has to be done. This is your problem statement. Do it on your own on your laptop. The last one would be the Capstone project. I think I'll have a separate discussion, Rasha, on Capstone, because this requires a good discussion. I can see how much of the course is tool IT driven and non-product management driven. So, this question will be answered as we proceed. Therefore,
Yeah.
Capstone I'll cover in much detail. At the same time, we've got this, product tear down and AI powered product session. This is something which we'll cover more in detail as we proceed today, AI powered product. And learners, product tear down sessions are the, what do you say, the best experiential learning, because we'll take up any random product. Let's say we take any random product like Uber. All right. And now we'll break that product. Okay. Features that are not useful, features that are useful. How can this be improved? How can that be improved? And then we create a new Uber from scratch. This is what is covered in detail in product tear down sessions. The other electives, maybe Rasha would be able to explain better.
Sure. Suryansh, thank you so much for taking us through the learning path and talking of the electives here. So we have master classes by UC San Diego Division of Extended Studies here, and the product management master classes by industry experts. I think we already talked about the product tier done sessions and EI powered product management tools here. Let's move on to the next slide here. Let me just quickly share back screen in my screen, or would you like to continue, Suryansh? Suryansh, would you like me to share my screen or would you like to continue with
I'm
your...
so sorry, I got on mute. This is the next slide. I've already taken it from this slide from the deck that we prepared, right? I've
Sure.
already taken the screenshot. Now, learners, you need to quickly answer it yes or no in the chat box, okay? Because 50% learners, I think Rasha already gave me this kind of a suggestion over here. Rasha, we saw it in the poll, right? I don't have practical exposure for job ready, right? This was, I think 50% learners had this concern that, hey, Rasha, hey, Suryansh, all everything looks good, all right? But I don't have any practical exposure for this kind of a job. So
Mhm.
therefore, I feel that this is something that is stopping me from being a product manager.
Mhm.
Learners, this is your answer. I'll give you a very simple story on how this capstone works and how your concern of not having practical exposure is taken care of. See, let's pick up. We have, let's say, Nathan is right now. I'm sorry, Nathan, I'm involving you. So we have got Nathan who is right now, let's say, working as a aeronautical engineer at Boeing. All right. Or he's working as a relationship manager at Bank of America. All right, or as they call it, BOFA, right? So he's working at Bank of America as a relationship manager. Now he feels that, I am technically from non-IT, so on and so forth, non-coding background, right? And I see a course known as product management, which offers me a great career progression. But seeing working with tech team and all, it is not for me, right? I don't have any tech knowledge and all. I really don't fit into this. Even if I clear the course, there is practically no chance that someone is going to give me a job. They're obviously going to prefer someone like Rasha or someone, let's say Suryansh, who is already from Accenture, who is already having some tech background. He's always going to get preference. Why would I be selected? Now, learners, this is a big misconception. When I was working in Accenture, the most highly paid resources were not the one working with tech. From my personal experience, I'm telling you, the heads of all industries in Accenture, there were 19 industries we were working with, all heads, nobody was a tech guy. They were not professional coders or, developers. You know what was one thing that they all had? What Nathan already possesses. So they had something known as domain knowledge. Now, let's consider a scenario wherein Nathan completes this course and he says that, okay, now I am a certified product manager. I would like to apply for a job. Let's say he goes and applies for a company called Wells Fargo. Once he goes there and apply for Wells Fargo will look at his resume and they'll see that, okay, first thing that this guy has got good knowledge of retail banking because he is ex-Bank of America. Now, we can consider him for a role at our bank. One thing is possible that he's already from retail banking. Next, they see that because he has got domain knowledge, he knows how to talk to clients. And if we are planning some, let's say, transition to a new platform, since he has got now some exposure on working with different set of teams, because being a RM, relationship manager, he was mainly working with the client. That's it. He was getting, let's say, small jobs getting done for the client. Now, this guy can work with a tech team because he has got sufficient tech knowledge. This guy can actually work with HR in recruitment, with finance in budgeting, plus his domain knowledge is intact. Therefore, moving to Wells Fargo for, let's say, a product manager role would work for him. Because being a product manager, you're not expected to do coding. You're not expected to create databases. You're not expected to create tables. You're not expected to create designs of UI, UX. You're not expected to choose color themes, so on and so forth. That's not your job. Your job is you should have some knowledge of all of these aspects and you should be able to communicate it well. And Nathan, possessing these skills with good enough domain knowledge, comes out as a perfect fit for a transition. Therefore, if you feel that this kind of a problem arises, that's where your answer comes in. And to portray this, we come up with your capstones because this is your gateway to career transition. Let's say Nathan is now completing his course. In his resume, he has put banking and all. Wells Fargo is analyzing, but he has not done any work in product management. That's where a capstone comes, which says Nathan has created a working prototype, which means you can actually click and open the app on his own of, let's say, Netflix, of Nike. Now, this shows that Nathan now has some kind of hands-on experience. So learners, your capstone projects prove that you have got some hands-on experience. You are able to apply whatever you have studied and understand that problem statement. You know what kind of a problem statement needs to be tackled using what tools. Moreover, you know how to use your knowledge to solve that problem statement. This is where your capstone comes in, and it helps you cross that barrier of job readiness and practical exposure and all. This is your practical exposure. And of course, keeping, let's say, the global trend in mind, we've got capstones from big firms like Nike, Netflix, that we'll see again as we proceed. So learners, capstones, because I take capstone sessions, they are more or less management discussion sessions wherein we pick up a capstone, analyze the problem statement, and you all solve it live in the class. I'm just a facilitator guiding you in the right direction and solving queries. Therefore, if you solve your capstones well, you have a good chance of getting selected, especially screening the, what do you say, the resume screening process. And as we proceed, you will see, because some of these, I think Facebook, Netflix, these capstones have been created by me only. I can tell you, whatever you study in the course will be practically implemented here. When I teach, I also teach how to make your capstones in such a way that people actually love to play with your capstone. Reading is, as we'll see, ChatGPT can also make you type, right? So we'll ensure that how your capstones actually get viewed. So this is where learners, we cover Facebook, Netflix, Nike, Meta, Instagram capstones to give you exposure to global product platforms. Over to you, Rasha.
Sure, so yeah, Suryansh, let me share back my screen if that's okay.
Sure, I'll just stop sharing.
Sure. So we have already covered about the projects here, the caption projects and the kind of projects and how exactly they are helpful. So I'll just move past these slides and move on to our next slide for the AI-powered product management, which is provided by the program. So what are the tools which are covered in the program and how exactly are they useful for a product manager?
All right. Thanks, Rasha. Learners, if I would, just quickly ask you another small question. On the chat box, quickly type, what's your age? Simple, just type, what's your age? That's it. For example, I'm 29 years old, right? Just quickly type your age. 29, Anurag is 29, 22, 29. What else? What else? Let's see more responses. 17, 40, 49, perfect, 33. Now, honestly, tell me, do you need anyone to teach you how to use ChatGPT? It's a common question, right? If I say I'll teach you how to use ChatGPT, you want to say what is there to teach in that in the first place, right? The tool was made to ensure that you don't need to be taught. And now you're trying to teach me ChatGPT, as you're saying on the screen, Google Bard, ChatGPT. I mean, these are self-learning tools, right? Learners, when we discuss AI product management in our 3-hour session, we don't teach you how to use ChatGPT. You know what we do? I'll just share my screen and I'll give you an example.
Sure, yeah.
Yes. Just give me a moment. Yes, I'll screen share. Just give me a second. I'll screen share right away.
Sure, no worries.
Hmm.
Folks, this is a really good time if you have any questions as well.
Yeah, if you have any questions, please go ahead and get it done in the Q&A.
Yeah.
All right, learners, here we go. I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, yeah.
See, learners, here we go. It says ChatGPT. Learners, what happens in the session is you're given a scenario straight away. And as you can see, there are over 130 scenarios that you will be given, and you need to solve those scenarios using ChatGPT, Google Bard, or GenCraft. Let's consider scenario number 1, right? Scenario number 1 says that Alphatech Corporation wants to launch a smartphone in premium segment in Indian market. You're the product manager at Alphatech Corporation. You're expected to know existing players dominating this market. Now, we are not telling you how to use ChatGPT. Figure out on your own. So one way of doing that is pretty simple. You go to ChatGPT, or just give me a moment. Yes, this is where ChatGPT. Let's say you would like to know major players in smartphone market in India. Next scenario could be that, okay, WhatsApp dominates the instant messaging market in India. As we've taken a hypothetical name, Number 1. You plan to launch your instant messaging app. You're the product manager and tasked to figure out some weaknesses of WhatsApp. Now, one thing is, you have some weaknesses in mind. You will waste time writing it down. Just give it to ChatGPT. Some weaknesses of WhatsApp, and let ChatGPT do the job for you. Therefore, learners, whatever sessions that we'll conduct of specifically AI-based product management, these all are real life scenarios that you will face as a product manager. For example, you're the product manager at MG Hector and you would like to know some strategies to compete with Kia. Another thing can be that, let's say you're meeting with the owners of UCLA Los Angeles regarding your learning management system product. Since your product has variety of features, you'd like to know top 3 priorities for engineering courses. All right. Since you'd like to have some kind of heads up, just ask ChatGPT or Google Bard on this. That's how we conduct sessions for AI in product management, wherein you're being told a scenario and then you have to use any of these products to solve, or how will you use these products to solve that particular situation. Therefore, learners, it's all hands-on. The role that you're going to play, we're going to simulate that role for you over here, so that once you go and play that role, you don't feel that something new is here. Over to you, Rasha.
Yes, thank you so much, Suryansh, for taking us through these AI tools. And moving on to the learner outcomes, next agenda of our session, talking more about basically about the learner profiles here. So interestingly, the previous classes of learners have consisted of them coming from world-class organizations like Accenture, TCS, Infosys, Amazon, Cognizant, Dell, just to name a few of them among hundreds of them, and also diverse industries like IT, software, and internet, financial services, retail, and banking. I really like it does not limit only to these categories, but yeah, just to give an example of that. And also moving on to the online learning management system. So now that we have taken you through the learning part of the program, what are the tools covered, what are the skills covered, how do you get the hands-on support from the program through the Capstone projects here, and also how we have this new addition of AI-powered product management tools as well. So let me just quickly take you through the learning management system of the program here. So I have it open. So here we can see this is from SImplilearn, and this is the learning management system, which is provided to you once you take up the program. And you can see here you need to complete at least 65% of the course to unlock the certificate, or at least pass at least 2 course and projects from 2 different courses. Here in the courses section, you'll be able to see all the learning path details which we have covered. I'll share the scan code also with you in the upcoming slides, where you can also scan the program page code and go and download the syllabus for your reference later. But yeah, this is just to quickly show you the courses of the learning path, which I've already covered here. You can see here. And as you can clearly see, it's a blend of live classes and self-learning. And most of them you can see have live classes where you get to interact with your instructors and peers. Let me quickly open maybe one of them. Let me just quickly browse below just to show you. Yeah, maybe let me just open one of them. And we are opening user experience research for product managers here. And here you'll be able to see a blend of self-learning videos here and the syllabus here. I'll just maybe play one for you just to give you a visual of what happens here. And let me just maybe randomly play one of them. This is a practice project here. Yeah, for the US research model, let's quickly play one video. Okay, this is a doc here. It's a blend of self-learning docs and videos as well. So here you'll be able to see the self-learning videos. Again, like it's a video and basically a document combination. And here, these are the available classes which will be visible here. This is a global program. So you'll be seeing classes which are basically available for a global audience. They are designed in a way where you can find classes for yourself. And also, this is where it will be visible. Right now, we cannot see it because the current cohort here is ongoing. And but I'm just giving an example here. Once you opt for these classes, you will be able to see the upcoming ones here. And in case you have missed anything, you can go through the recording of the classes in the past classes section here. And then there are assessment tools here as well. You can see the UX research portfolio assessment here. I think this is a course end project. Even in the self-learning section, we can see a mention of that as well. So, yeah, similarly, there are similar blends of these learning paths here for other modules as well in the course. There's a live class section, and then there is a self-learning section here as well. And also we'll be able to see reference materials, which has training guides as well. And yeah, after the courses, we have electives. I mean, like elective come as a part of the program. We do not charge anything extra for these electives here. It is up to you if you want to take them up. This also has a live classes section as a self-learning section. And yeah, you will be able to see all these details here, especially the AI-powered product management elective here. I think we have covered that, as well. So yeah, just to give you an overview of how it looks like. Yeah, as well. So yeah, moving on to the certificate here. I'll show you the certificate in the program page, but before that, there is a help section here, which is available 24/7. This you can basically raise your request, anything related to the program, certificate, labs, profile, or any issues you might be facing with the classes as well. You can just drop us your query here, and you should receive a response within few minutes here. And this is basically the program page of UC San Diego. While I was actually checking out the program page to show you, we have a section here which says, that a product manager job is ranked 4th best job in the world. This is again like a source from Glassdoor here. And this is like an average salary of 100,000 almost plus dollars here, average PM salary. And yeah, we can see like a 30% by a week growth in PM jobs. Also, let's quickly see, we have been talking a lot about product management, but let's also see what are the jobs available in the market currently as well, right? Let me just quickly show you that as well as we're talking about it. So you have an idea. I'll just open dice.com and show you. Let's see, this dice.com is mostly like, I think might have US jobs globally. So let's see what are the jobs available for a product manager here. And yeah, I think we can see there are almost 3,000 plus jobs as of today. This is mostly in the US. You can see Disney is hiring for a senior product manager, technical manager. Again, like there are different variations of these product manager career paths as well. Product manager 2, digital product manager, like, yeah. So this is just to give an example. I'll just quickly try to show you maybe another example. Let's open LinkedIn. And similarly, let's search for a product manager job, this time worldwide. Let's do worldwide. Let's quickly see how many jobs are there as of today in the market. So let's see worldwide. I think this will show me India first. So let's see India first, but I'll change it to worldwide. So yeah, as of now, India region it is showing almost close to 2,000 jobs here as of today. And let's see worldwide. How many jobs are there? Just to give you an approx number here. Again, like almost 37,000 plus results here globally. You can see Google is hiring, Netflix is hiring, and Airbnb for a senior product manager here for Netflix. Microsoft is hiring for a product manager. Duolingo. Again, like these are just an example of hundreds of companies which are hiring for product management roles. Yeah, moving back to the slide here, I hope that gives you a little bit idea about what's happening in the market right now currently. And yeah, just to sum up about the program here. So what are the program outcomes here? So maybe Nathan, if you can take us through the program outcomes here.
Sure. So I think we've covered a lot of it. Suryansh has really emphasized that by going through this course, you're going to get hands-on, practical, immediately applicable tools that you can use to launch your career in product management. It's a comprehensive course, so it covers everything from the basics into getting more sophisticated knowledge around the tools. You're doing the product teardowns, you're getting the hands-on experience with the Capstone. You're going to learn about not only some of the technical stuff like Suryansh mentioned with the working with some software coding and understanding the basics of that, so you can have more informed conversations with your coders, but also understand the business side. You know, how does this product fit within the overall company's strategy? You know, how does this in terms of what it does for your client and their strategies? And then using different tools like whether it's ChatGPT or market research tools to understand, like, you know, how are we going to make smart data informed decisions? How are we going to be more efficient at our job using these various tools? And again, at the end of the day, you come out of it, you have a portfolio, for instance, for lack of a better term, that you can present to an employer and say, look, I've been there, I've done this, I've got the domain expertise, and I've got the hands-on experience. And hopefully that gives you a better shot when you're applying to one of those 37,000 product manager jobs that are available currently right now on the market. And that's part of the mission of UC San Diego Extended Studies, really, is to get you those hands-on practical tools that you need in order to be successful. And this is a course that does that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nathan, for taking us through the program outcomes here. And at the end of it all, they also will be getting a UC San Diego Extended Studies Award of Completion, which we can see here on the screen. This will be for the Product Management Professional Program, and this will be basically given by the University of California, San Diego Division of Extended Studies. And yeah, then there will be product management masterclasses by industry experts, as well as the electives which we have already mentioned, and also masterclasses by the UC San Diego Division of Extended Studies. And also there'll be a certificate which will be provided by SImplilearn as well for the program. You can see here on the screen, this will be verified and shared by SImplilearn. Your name will be here, and this will be for the product management professional program. And last, just sharing, there will be an online convocation. And interestingly, in this convocation, as it is going to take place online, you can not only invite your closest friends or family, but also your far relatives and far friends as well. And that makes it even more special and interesting, right? Having an online convocation here. So yeah, with this, we would also like to share that we also provide a job assist program, which helps you with your job search. We have for Indian basically learners have a partnership with iimjobs Pro. And with this, you get iimjobs Pro membership of 6 months with the wide employer network. We also provide you resume assistance and interview prep services as well. Both of these have SMEs provided to you with continuous feedback to help you out while you're getting out there, trying to land your job in product management. And also your profile is highlighted to this wide employee network through iimjobs here. Again, like we have other facilities as well, regionally. You can check that out once I share the program scan page, link for you, and download the syllabus from there and check out other possibilities there, of details of job assist. And also companies that will be hiring product managers. I think we have already gone through that, like the real-time data of Amazon, LinkedIn, Netflix, Microsoft, Samsung, Walmart, Facebook, IBM, which you can see here. Again, like hundreds of other companies which are hiring for this particular, career path, product management. So yeah, with this, we would like to conclude, and we would love to know, are you interested in enrolling into the product management professional program by UC San Diego? And I'm launching a poll which says, would you like to enroll? This is for folks who have joined us on Zoom. You can share your interest towards enrollment by sharing a response as yes, which you see yes or no as an option. You can share as res if you are interested in enrolling. And I will quickly take you through the enrollment steps after this. We have extended the session by a few minutes. I see a few questions we have in the Q&A box. So I will take few more minutes to just to close the session. But again, like Suryansh, Nathan, if you want to address, if you see any questions here on the Q&A box. I do have one question in the YouTube live chat box if you would like me to read that out. Meanwhile, folks are sharing interest.
Yes, Rasha, go ahead with that.
So Priyanka Moon shares here from the YouTube live chat box that what is the roadmap to become a product manager? Can someone from 8 years of IT experience get into this role? If yes, then how?
All right. What's her name? Who has asked this question?
Priyanka.
All right, Priyanka, let's say you've got 8+ years of experience, and now we believe that you're very, very well familiar with certain terminologies like agile, prototyping, which means that you're already somewhat either playing a little role of a PM, or you're already talking to a PM maybe to get let's say a feature live or not. All right. Let's say if you would like to transition, how does it help and how can you do that? See, throughout your life, you can't be an individual contributor wherein you will be actually coding some things to get work done, right? Or maybe you will be working with a team. Let's say you are a backend developer, there are two backend developers and you're contributing on your own. You're a front end developer, you're contributing on your own. If you would like to move to a position which is more of a management related, all right, which offers a slightly or not slightly, which offers you a better pay package, at the same time gives you an opportunity to move away from tech and get in the shoes of management, then this role would work well for you. Because in the first place, if you're freeing yourself from the tech role, you're definitely dealing with business. Once you're dealing with business, once you're dealing with different aspects of recruitment, finance, talking to clients, you're learning more. Tech is something you've learned, and now you'd like to go to a higher pay package or to a better role. The transition to a PM will help you in doing that. You stand at an advantage because 90% or 85 to 95, 85 to 90% of a PM's role is talking to developers. And if let's say a fintech startup or maybe let's say Netflix or any other platform is recruiting you as a PM, they know that this person can get the job from the tech team faster. Because if the tech team is saying that, we're not going to get it done in 5 days, you, having played that role, have a better idea that this can easily be done in 3 to 5 days. Therefore, you stand to have an upper chance in negotiating with the tech team. The remaining 10-15%, whatever you deal with other aspects of business and all, those will be taught to you. Why transitioning, or let's say how a course would help you? The first thing is that if you have a course, you have some kind of credibility, right? Based on that credibility, either you can get a role of a PM within your current organization, or based on that credibility and work you can apply for a switch. You can try doing that without a course also, but again, the credibility part, because there has to be some kind of pedagogy delivered to you, right? Be it in terms of OKRs, KPIs, be it in terms of market research, be it in terms of, let's say, role of a product manager. These kind of pedagogies are not delivered to you on job. So you better learn it through a certification, and then you have a better chance of switching to a new firm. Next question, Rasha, that we would be taking. I think Prikshit, we've covered well in detail what's product management. Another question from Anurag is, I want to know, as from construction background with MBA in construction, that's great. How does it, how much it will be effective for me and how course will help me construction sector? Anurag, what I will suggest you is, because let's say if some kind of investments already made in real estate, I can tell you that today what has happened is there is a company called House of Abhinandan Lodha. There is a company called M3M. These two are, let's say, developers present with good presence in India. Now what they have done is, instead of being a real estate developer or making townships or let's say construction, they've moved on to their own tech platforms, wherein I can literally buy, let's say if both of us have purchased investments from House of Binandan Lodha, I can actually negotiate with you if you're interested in selling your asset to me. And I don't need to call you, I can do that on their platform. These companies are now moving from a mere developers to providing marketplaces, to providing platforms on which people can come and engage. Therefore, with your real estate background and your domain knowledge of product management can help you transition to these companies. Obviously, in a real estate sector, the best paid people are from sales because you have good commission over there. However, this tech related platform field is new. Therefore, you may have a better chance of securing good, what do you say, opportunities here. That's how your construction background with MBA in constructions is going to be helpful when you make this kind of a transition. See, if House of Lodha has done, if M3M has done, then I don't think other developers like DLF, Rahejas, Paras, Vatica, Lodhas, or Godrej, L&T, they will be far behind, right? They'll sooner or later they'll catch up. That's how your construction background, Anurag, will help you in this transition. Rasha, I think I've answered that. What is product management? Prikshit, we've covered. I think, uh, Rasha, will there be any way Prikshit can relive the entire session? Will this be
Sure,
on
sure.
YouTube?
Yeah, we will be sharing the recording of the session.
Recorded link, right? Because there's something Prikshit we covered quite in detail, and we began with the session with this. I would like to know the tools product managers use to execute projects. AI tools, we cover Chat GPT, Google Bard, GenCraft. So these three tools, because I personally created content for this, these three we cover extensively. There are other tools, as you know, we saw while Rasha was sharing the screens, but these three tools I can vouch for. These three tools, yes, are extensively used. Do we get recordings? Yes, Rasha, I think we'll be able to better answer that. Will the slide deck be shared with attendees? Maybe Rasha, you can take up these two questions while I look at the chat
Sure,
box now.
sure, sure. Yeah. The recording will be shared with you. You should receive the recording link to view within 24 to 48 hours post webinar. And the deck we do not share, due to a few copyright issues. But yeah, the recording should help you out, if you want to go through the basically the presentation and the session once again.
Sure.
Also, last 5 seconds for the poll here. So, are you interested in enrolling into the product management professional program by UC San Diego? You can respond as yes on the poll here. So I'll be closing this in 5 seconds. And folks who are watching us live on YouTube channel right now, you can, or later as well, you can go to the description and you will find the link towards the program page, which I'll be sharing with folks here to scan as well. You can scan as well. So if you want to go and share your interest, you can share your few basic details. And similarly, we'll be following the same enrollment steps, which I'll be showing you later.
All right. I think Rasha, there's one more learner which says Chinonso. She's asking that, hey, are there remote gigs available for product managers? See, definitely yes. However, you first need to prove some kind of worthiness. For example, see, as you saw, the salaries of product managers are pretty good, and not everyone may be able to, not every upcoming startup may be ready to afford this kind of a person. Let's say today I have an idea of creating some things, but I don't have the required resources, and plus I'm busy in some other kind of work. So what I'll do is I'll simply hire a product manager for a month basis or 2 months basis. I'll tell that person, hey, there are two developers, work with them and get it done for me. So yes, there are remote gigs available. I personally have completed those remote gigs. So Chinon, yes, they exist. Class content can be saved or exported. Rasha, maybe you would like to. It says class.
Similarly, like we cannot share the deck, but definitely we can share the recording. You can go through it. So that should definitely help.
All right.
Meanwhile, I'll just let's take a pause on the questions. I'll just quickly take them to the enrollment steps. And these are three simple, easy steps you'll have to follow. You will have to submit an application to us and at ask us at Semi.net. And the step two will be our application will go for review based on the eligibility and the prerequisites we have here for the program. In case you want to go through it again, I'll share the scan code for the program. You can go and check it out for yourself later. And based on that, you'll be getting admissions offer from SImplilearn's learning consultants. So these are three simple, easy steps the learning consultants from SImplilearn will help you out with. So I'm just giving you an overview so you're aware what's going to happen next. Next, the upcoming cohort. So when is the next closest cohort which you can join? So the introductory classes is happening on 19th of July this month. And the classes for this will be starting on 14th September. We do have, the classes already full. We do have limited seats. So if you want looking for enrolling into this particular cohort, so you can, share your details accordingly with the learning consultants. And the fee here for US candidates is USD 5,000. And for Indian candidates here is 1,99,999 INR rupees. Again, like 199,999 for globally for Indian candidates, including GST. And even after the webinar, as I mentioned, that if you have any questions, you can reach out to us and ask us at Sim.net. Moving on to the Q&A. So I think folks are waiting for the webinar poll. So I will just take a few more minutes. I think we've managed to address a lot of these questions already. Let me just check if we have any more new questions.
One question I think Ajay has asked, he's saying that I'm a business analyst. How can I apply as a product manager? See, Ajay, as far as I can understand, the role of a business analyst pertains to understanding requirements from clients and explaining it to the development team. However, the product manager's role adds upon some things like go-to-market strategies, and it goes on more and more towards finance to include HR, other aspects as well. That's a slight difference. All right. The course is not an eligibility, It is just adding you a credit worthiness that you possess some kind of pedagogy to go ahead and perform this role. All right, definitely you can apply for a product manager's role saying that you are currently working as a business analyst. However, certain experience part would not be there. All right. Now, if you're asking, will I be eligible for PM just after completing this course? See, the course will help you get some credibility of switching to a role of a PM. You could, in the interview, say that if someone asks you, "Hey, you've already been a BA for quite some time. Why do you know, would like to take this course? Why do you completed this course to get things done?" So you can say that, as a BA, I worked extensively with the client and development team, but the other aspects of business, I was never, accustomed to. The course gave me certain topics related to, let's say, OKRs, KPIs, market research, market analytics, and these kind of topics kind of had a good value addition. Therefore, I believe I can contribute more to a product rather than being only a mediator between tech and client. This is how you'll get some kind of credit worthiness. Go ahead, Rasha. Any other thing? Any other questions, learn? I think we've got some things. I am animal feed manufacturing manager. Would I can grow my career by this course? All right. Thank you, Abdullah. You say that you currently are an animal feed manufacturing manager. Again, same thing as the story we discussed for Nathan working as a relationship manager in a bank. See what happens if you would like to if you like to enter something related to a management related role from, let's say, you're currently taking care of a plant, as I can figure out. If you would like to transition to more of a management related role, then you could be doing that by adding this kind of a curriculum. I'll tell you one thing, that let's say if today you take care of a small plant which takes care of animal feed, the next career transition that you can imagine would be getting in a bigger player who already runs this kind of a manufacturing facility. Or there could be certain platforms that are in the business of animal feed, could be supply chain managers, could be SaaS based supply chain tools, could be anything. That's where your domain knowledge can come in handy, because you're from a very niche field, and people usually from this kind of a field are very less who have got domain as well as PM related knowledge. Therefore, you'll have a good career transition because people like your domain and your background are rare to find in product management. All
Sure.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
Rash.
so much, Suryansh, for taking up these questions. I think we have extended the session by some time, but yeah, we couldn't help, but address their questions right before we end the
Hmm.
session. So moving on to the end of the session, we will do the webinar poll after this, folks. But before that, I would love to thank Nathan Owens here for joining us and taking us through the UC San Diego advantage and the program outcomes and much more details, just to give you an overview, what's happening there, and also Suryansh here for taking us through the product management, talking about the AI tools and a lot of things about the program, and addressing a lot of your questions here as well. So thank you so much, both of you. Thank you so much. Would you like to say something to the folks before we move on towards the webinar poll?
I just want to say thanks for everybody who took the time to tune in today, and hope that you learned a little bit more about not only AI tools and product management, but about product management overall. And look forward to hopefully seeing you enroll in the course.
Thank you so much.
Same thing over here as well, learners. Hope to see you in the course soon, and all the best. Thanks, Rasha.
Thank you so much. I'll just take 2 more minutes with the folks here for the webinar certificate. So please feel free to leave, folks. So I'll just take that time. So thank
Thank
you.
you all. Have a nice week ahead, and good night. Bye bye.
Thank you so much. Folks, now you can see the scan code on the screen here. You can just scan it and it will take you to the program landing page. We have talked about the program fee and the structure. So we have installment options also available, which you can check out for your own region by scanning this code, which you see on the screen. It will take you to the UC San Diego's, a product management professional program landing page, all the things we have covered. I'm just giving you, few seconds, then we will move on to the webinar for the certificate. So folks who have been waiting for that. So yeah, please quickly scan this code and you can save it for downloading the syllabus later if you want to refer it. You can ask your questions through the learning console. There's no SImplilearn for a lot of you folks who have shared interest towards enrollment. So yeah, moving on to the next slide. Before we do the webinar certificate poll, we also would love to know, right? Your feedback also matters. So how was the session for you? How was the content of the session for you? How satisfied are you with that content of the session? So you can rate us out of 5, 5 being the highest. Excellent. If you had a good experience, you learned something new. You got to know about AI and product management. So you can rate us 5 if you really like the session. And even after this webinar, once we do the webinar certificate poll after this, we will also have a feedback survey, which will have only one question. We just have only one question there, which pop up immediately for folks who are on Zoom right now. How can we make our webinars better? Like, what can we do? So we can share topic suggestions. We can share what we want to see. We actually closely look into the suggestions you gave, and we come up with these, webinar topics as well. And I see a lot of folks, who join our sessions, repeatedly as well, because they're very curious about what's going on in the industry. So for that, I'm just sharing a link which will give you an early access to upcoming webinars. You can check out here. I'm just sharing that with you on the chat. You can just click on this link and register for other webinars, like if you're still exploring and you want to check out other categories of webinars as well. So you can check out these webinars using this link, which I've shared on the chat. Also, last 10 seconds for the poll here, the rating poll. So how satisfied are you with the content of the session? You can rate us out of 5, 5 being the highest if you like the session, if you're satisfied with the session. So you can let us know by rating us there. And also, as I mentioned, that you can reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net in case you have any queries after the webinar. So I'm just sharing those details on the chat with you as well. You can just keep a note of this email ID, that is askus@simplilearn.net. And also, I think I've mentioned that we will be sharing the certificate with you, but folks are already doing that, and they actually are sharing this with their network. I'll show you how. So last, 2 seconds for the poll here. I see most of you responded. So let me end the poll. Thank you so much for, sharing our rating there. Now moving on to the webinar certificate poll. I know a lot of you have been waiting for that, and I really appreciate your understanding, towards the extension of the time here. We needed that time just to address, questions we have gotten. Yeah. I've launched the poll where it says you to receive a proof of attendance for this webinar, you have to enter your full name, which you wish to appear on the e-certificate, the webinar certificate. So we will be sending you this once you enter this, your details on the poll here, and you should receive the webinar certificate within 24 to 48 hours post-webinar. Yeah. And also, you can see this is how the certificate looks like. It will be for participation. Basically, your name will be here. That is what I need from you. And this will be for the industry trends webinar, Supercharge your product management path with AI. And this will be provided by SImplilearn. And I'm also sharing details here. You can share certificate screenshots, screenshot of the session, the recording you'll be getting over your mail as well separately. And you can tag us on LinkedIn as well. And folks are actually already doing that. And they're using the hashtag SimplyGrow. I'm sharing that on the chat. The link is there. We can go and check out the hashtag SimplyGrow. And you can see a lot of folks, are sharing the certificates, insights about these webinars, their experience with the network, and they're getting a lot of support. So follow this hashtag, share it, once you get it. You will have details over the mail as well once you get the certificate. And yeah, share it with your network, like, share with them that why exactly share it with your network, because you can showcase that you're, going towards professional development, you're trying to, grow in your career, you're staying curious with what's going on in the industry. And yeah, as these programs are global, the webinars we do, you might actually end up connecting with folks globally as well through this hashtag. So please do that. So I see most of you have responded for the webinar certificate poll. So let's give 5 more seconds. So 5 more seconds for the poll. To receive a proof of attendance for this webinar, you can enter your full name as you wish for it to appear on the e-certificate. Last 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. We just to address this question, where exactly you'll be getting the webinar certificate. If you have entered your name here on the post of basically the survey which I've just launched, you should be able to receive that on your email. So thank you so much. Thank you once again. I think someone faced an issue with scanning this program landing page, right? Let me also just quickly check. I've added it here as well. I think it should work. Let me just also open it. Yeah, it's working. If you just scan this now from your Google camera, Just scan it, just put your camera into it, and it'll take you to the link of the UC San Diego Extended Studies Product Management Professional Program. And yeah, there, that is when on the top itself, we will see you can download the syllabus. I think that should help you out. And also, if you want to see what are the installment EMI options as well, available in your region, you can check out that as well. So yeah, and go through the basically program syllabus in much more detail. And you can share these queries with the learning consultants from SImplilearn. So now that you have shared your interest towards enrollment, you can share with them, yeah, these are the things I want to know about the program. Anyways, they will take you through the walk through the program. But yeah, but you still want to know details, this will definitely help you out. So please scan it. And yeah, and also folks, thank you for being an amazing audience. I know we have extended the time, but thank you for having that patience and staying till the end. Appreciate your engagement throughout the webinar. You folks were pretty active there when it comes to engaging, talking about the topic here with the experts here. So thank you so much. Thank you for being an amazing audience. We will be ending the session now, but yeah, see you another session. Like if you plan to join, I've shared the link here where you can go and register for other webinars as well. And any queries related to webinars, you can reach out to us at webinars@simplilearn.net, and our team will help you out with any questions you might have. So thank you so much. Thank you once again. Thank you for being an amazing audience. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us. Well, good morning. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.